On Capitol Hill today, there was a battle over pork, but it wasn't about wasteful spending by Congress. It was about plans by a Chinese pork conglomerate to buy Smithfield Foods for nearly $5 billion. It would be the biggest Chinese purchase of an American company ever. Supporters say that it would increase U.S. exports to China, but critics call it a threat to America's food safety and security. We asked Wyatt Andrews to look into it.
20 miles south of Smithfield, Virginia, Gene Groves raises 5,000 hogs every year for Smithfield Foods, and the contract for how he raises the animals is precise to the last detail. The size of the barn, the feed that the hogs eat and when, and the biosafety rules limiting contact between hogs and humans are all mandated and controlled by the company.
It's a big book of things that we do and don't do on the farm.
And this is part of the Smithfield contract?
This is part of the Smithfield contract.
Smithfield's ability to mass produce hogs has made it the largest pork producer in America, but its high level of technology in genetics, production, and food safety is why China's largest pork producer, Shuangwei, wants to buy the company. China has major food safety problems, starting with pork. Last spring, thousands of dead pigs were simply dumped into the river that supplies Shanghai with drinking water. 2 years ago, a Shuangwei subsidiary was caught putting a banned chemical into pig feed to make the animals lean.
Purchase of Smithfield Foods.
Some in Congress and many in the town of Smithfield are asking if the Chinese are buying to learn America's food safety secrets or to cut corners. Jim Abbott is the owner of the Christmas store in Smithfield.
With the scandals that have gone on in the meat industry in China, that's what's come to the forefront in a lot of people's minds.
Meaning we, the United States, may get China's meat safety problems.
Certainly. As opposed to this company, now they will be able to educate the Chinese on how to better serve their own people.
Shuangwei has told its investors it's not changing Smithfield's safety practices. Farmer Gene Groves says he believes that.
You can't imagine a Chinese owner turning that off.
I think if they were to turn that off, we would, it would be a mistake, of course. I mean, and I don't see how they could.
The Treasury Department can block the Smithfield sale for national security reasons, typically related to defense, not to food. But with Smithfield about to sell high-level food technology, a bipartisan group of senators wants food security elevated to the national security level. It's probably too late to stop the Smithfield sale, Scott. That is likely to go through.
Wyatt, thank you very much. Speaking of China, torrential rain there is causing some of the worst flooding in half a century. Have a look. This amateur video captured the moment that a